What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Ring Show. If you are new here, then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button because, guys, if you were not at the High Ground show last night, then you are missing out. But that was one hell of a show. It was so much fun. I got so much planned for you guys. There are so many great stars about to come on. There's a great star coming on tonight. So, we could hop right into it, and let's give a warm welcome to Trace Parker.
Hi.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
That's great. I am doing amazing. So I always hop right into it with who or what got you into wrestling?
True. I want to say when I was about in 5th grade, I came across a best of like SmackDown and Raw. And one of my first memories of wrestling was Zack Ryder getting pushed off the stairs with the by Kane in the wheelchair. It's very weird, but it's just something that hooked me.
I mean, it's still cool. I get it.
I don't know. I just thought it was something completely different. So,
No, for sure, for sure. So who trained you or trains you?
So when I was 18, I started training kind of down in Maryland with Riot City very briefly. And then I started training up at SWO with Ken Andrews. And then I made my way down to Florida and trained at Flatbacks with Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears.
Wow. Okay. So you've had your little adventure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So and also you are, I may be wrong, but I'm 99% sure that I am. Right. You are a tag team with Tom Mitchell, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how did that become? How did that establish?
Yeah, we met each other at SWO and we started training together. There was a few shows that we just kind of like tagged just together, just oddly. And then we started taking more bookings as a tag team, and we were kind of like, this is kind of working. So we're like, what, let's just go all in. And now we pretty much tag everywhere. So.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I've just known Tom Mitchell since way before his debut. So, I mean, it's pretty. But, okay. So, coming from when you started training, like your first initial training day, how long would you say you trained for before you got like an official match?
So I would go like once a week to SWO pretty consistently for about like 6 or 7 months. And then I went down the Flatbacks, and that was just like 8 weeks straight, like 4 days on throughout each week. And then when I came back, I want to say I trained for about 4 more months. And then I think I had my first match. So probably about collectively like a year or so, I would say.
Okay. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
So coming from your first match,
Mm-hmm.
what were you thinking? Were you nervous? Were you like, what was going on?
It was kind of a good situation. It was like a 10-man tag. So it was like I didn't have a whole lot to do. So it kind of like eased my nerves a little bit, but it was definitely nerve-wracking going out in front of people, and because I'm just naturally a quiet person and an introvert, so like being out in front of people doing anything is just odd for me, I guess. So
Oh, for sure.
yeah, it's fun.
So I think that like makes sense then with like you and Tom Mitchell, because Tom Mitchell is the complete opposite. He is
Right.
loud, he is outgoing.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's the man. He's so good at professional wrestling. Like he picks up on stuff so quickly. It's incredible. I'm just trying to catch up. But.
No, absolutely. So for you, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but if people don't know, are you a face or are you a heel?
I am a face pretty much everywhere. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people have that like natural, like, yeah, no, there's no way that you can ever be a heel or no. I mean, yeah, I think everyone should know or shall know that you are a face because you don't look like you have a mean bone in your body.
Well, what's funny is I debuted as a heel. So I was a heel at SWO for like an entire year. And that's the only place I've been a heel.
That's
very interesting, but it just kind of, it was what they needed at the time and ran with it. So, yeah.
All right. So for you, what would you say is your favorite thing about wrestling?
I think the connection with the crowd. I mean, when you see people like everyone that comes to shows, even the wrestlers, like we all have issues and problems outside of wrestling. But when you come to a show, none of that matters. you just kind of get like all connected in this like weird world of wrestling, and like you're just able to forget about everything else for like 2-3 hours. And
No, absolutely.
I don't know. I think that's just something special.
No, literally. Like you could be having the worst week of your life, but when you have that show that Saturday afternoon or whatever, it's
Yeah,
like it's gone just for that.
yeah, for sure.
I love that. Yeah. So my
Yeah.
dad's in the chat sharing your name. I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was at the High Ground show last night, and I
Okay.
was actually working this show, and I was backstage. I was doing my thing, doing my interviews,
Mm,
and all we hear, I forgot, I think it was the Dude and Tarzan. They were
yeah.
having their match, and then my dad was screaming, and they were like, "Oh my God, is that a fan?" I was like, "Not my dad. Totally
Yeah.
not my dad." I mean, I'm sure you'll hear him at a show whenever we're at
Yeah.
the same show, but
But,
definitely. So now,
hey.
opposite side, what would you
Yeah.
say is the hardest part about wrestling for you?
Um, I think starting out, like, coming out of my shell, I was like just the quietest kid, and I was always just afraid to even like make a noise. But I think just slowly, kind of like just getting more comfortable with myself and just just enjoying the moments and stuff. But yeah.
For sure. So, I mean, you started wrestling at PPW, right?
Yes,
Have
back
you,
in September.
okay. So, have you ever got the resemblance or got told that you look like Nolan Pierce?
It's been mentioned a few times. Nothing too crazy, but I think we kind of have, I guess, like similar hair. His is much longer, but
Yeah.
in the same realm, I would say. But
No, for
yeah.
sure. And I mean, you're both faces in a way.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I guess, who knows?
Yeah, I like Nolan a lot, so I mean,
No, for
not a
sure.
bad comparison at all.
No, for sure. So now, if you could face anyone on the indie level, just as a singles match, who would you want to face?
Ooh, like anybody on the Indies.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I would say Nick Nemeth. I mean, I guess I know he's signed to TNA technically, but if he can work indie shows, that would probably be my dream match. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, so I would say that'd be the one I want.
All right, all right. Now speaking on like an overall goal, WWE, AEW,
Mm,
alive or dead, it doesn't
mm.
matter. Who would it be?
That is tough.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to say The Rock, right? I
I
mean,
guess.
I mean, he's mainstream, I mean, there's no bigger rub than wrestling The Rock. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
But
The Rock he's something because he goes right now as a heel and a face, and I don't know how that
well,
works.
I yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic, but I mean, they're bringing in the money right now, so I mean, can't complain.
No, for
So,
sure. So now speaking at like any of your shows, if a younger fan were to come up to you and was like, I want to do exactly what you're doing, what advice would you give them?
make sure you find a good place to train, somewhere that's reputable and that they're going to take care of you and show you the right way of doing things. Um, someone that's not just trying to take your money, but you need learning the correct fundamentals, I would say, is the best place to start.
For sure. So now I obviously just asked you about the indie, like just for
Mhm.
you on a singles match. But now speaking as a tag match, if you could face any tag team in the indies, who would you want to face?
Um, so you're not talking AEW or anything, right?
I mean, you could do whatever.
Okay.
Whatever
I
overall.
would I would say FTR. I would say. I mean, I think they're the best tag team going right now. So I mean, I think their work rate's incredible. So I would probably say FTR.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that you and Tom Mitchell would put on an absolute banger with the Bad Fellas. If you know who that's Nathaniel Cunningham and Donnie Bambino, I think is his name.
Funny enough, we've actually wrestled them twice.
I mean, so maybe it makes sense. We got to get another
Yeah.
storyline going there and have you guys face again.
So we beat them at 3WA. They beat us at High Ground. So I mean, technically the series is 1-1. So like, you
Exactly.
know,
So, I
need
mean,
that
I'm seeing the
tiebreaker.
internet sign. So if I freeze, guys, I am so sorry. Just a heads up. But yeah, I mean that makes sense. That if you're 1-1,
Gotta get that tiebreaker in.
Right? Who knows, man? I'll speak to my agents. Be like, hey, there's this tag team. They need to make it even.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So I know, obviously, your face. You're in a way a softie. How do you feel about how do you feel about like hardcore death style wrestling?
I think we're gonna find out here coming up because WrestleMania weekend, April 4th at 5-Star Wrestling, we're in a triple threat tag Philly street fight. So I guess we'll find out then. I don't know. Haven't really messed around with too many weapons, but
I mean, I wish you luck, but
yeah.
I mean, hey, as long as you make it out alive and not injured.
Yeah, that's the main thing. But yeah, I know. We'll see.
All right. So now, how do you? It's becoming a more popular thing, but how do you feel about like the whole intergender wrestling?
Honestly, it doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, I've done a couple intergender matches, so I mean, it is what it is. I think people get up in arms about it, but it's 2024.
No, yeah.
Whatever fans pay to see, you have to just give them the best show with whoever you're working. So
for sure. So now, out of all the places you have wrestled already, if you could go back to any, no matter when it is, what would that one place be?
I would say right now, Voltage Wrestling is probably one of my favorite places to wrestle. The environment, the crowd, it's a lot of fun. I mean, Tom and I are Voltage Tag Team Champions now, so yeah, that's probably my favorite place to wrestle at the moment. So,
all right.
Yeah.
And so now, like, out of anywhere, like, if you could wrestle anywhere, it doesn't have to be like a specific venue. Where would you want to wrestle?
In a venue.
Like, it could be like a lot of people say like Madison Square Garden or United Kingdom.
Okay. I would probably say the Giant Center in Hershey, PA. That's where I would go to watch like WWE live events when I was younger. So I think like it'd be kind of a full circle moment to be able to wrestle in that building. So
for sure. So obviously I got to see a little bit of the backstage stuff yesterday, but do you have like a specific warm-up you do before you come out the curtain?
Typically I'll just do a couple push-ups just to kind of let loose. I'll pray just to make sure God's watching over us to keep us all safe. And other than that, just lock in and get ready for the match.
No, for sure. So I hate asking this question because I always feel like I'm going to be the jinx, but obviously you're still young. You're still fairly like you're just getting your foot in the door in wrestling. But if you had the control over would it like you're retiring from wrestling, do you prefer it to be like an age thing, a mindset thing, or like an injury
thing? I've put an age on it before. I don't know if I'll stick to it or not, but I've always said like 32, I would say, is like if it's not really like my living or something, like I probably just want to focus on being a family man at that point. Like
for sure.
I don't want to be missing my kids' t-ball games because of wrestling if it's not really supporting the income. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm 22 now, so we'll play it by year.
As I was saying, that's why you're still young. You don't even. But I mean, I'm sure like even if whenever that time came, you would still want to be involved in some way, right? Like whether it's like, or would you just step away overall?
I don't know. I think people that always try to step away, they always find their way back anyway. So it's like, what's the point? I'm just pop in whenever you can, I guess. But I just never want to like not be at my best. If I can't be 100%, then I don't want to be in the ring. So.
No, I absolutely get it because so many times I was like, you know what? I'm done with wrestling. I need to take a break. And then somehow I just get myself right back into it. So I was like, it never goes away.
You get bit by that bug and then you're all the way back.
For sure. Like, I don't even know how I got myself on these shows and now I'm here. I'm like, okay. I mean, and I went to work today. Everyone's like, Harley, you're a wrestler. I'm like, no, don't push that. I'm not a
Yeah.
wrestler. I do the interviews, but I'm not a wrestler.
Yeah.
But all right. So what like continues to motivate you to stay active and be a wrestler?
I think the people that come to the shows, I think it's just motivating. Like, when you can get when these people cheer for you, it's just like you feel like you have to give them something, you know. And I
Mhm.
feel like if you don't give them something worth paying money for, you've kind of cheated them out in a way. And I feel like just trying to like continue to push myself to be better and better each month. Um, we're all competitors, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just always want to outdo myself. So
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So now, like, do you ever watch your matches back and find yourself to be a self-critic or be like, "Oh my god,
oh,
why did I do that?"
terrible. It's awful. Every
Yeah.
time I watch a match, like it gets worse and worse as I watch it. But
No.
yeah, I think I'll always be my own biggest critic. Like if I take one wrong step, I'm like, oh, this match was terrible. But
No.
I'm trying to be more positive about things. But it's how you make yourself better, I guess. So
No, for sure. I mean, like I said, I'm not a wrestler, but I totally understand because
mhm.
last night I guess I like made my official debut as ring announcer as like
Yeah.
everything. And so my new like ring announcing tag partner is Gus the Savage. If you guys don't know who he is, make sure you're checking him out. But so like he introduced me, we went out together, and then I was doing like my own match or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, why did I sound like that? And I like my heels are untied. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Everything was just I was like, nobody even noticed, but I
Mhm.
noticed. I was like, now I'm gonna beat myself up about it.
Yeah. And
So
you gotta find that balance because if you get mad about something in a match, it's a long car ride home.
yeah, literally,
Like,
it was funny because my dad was driving, my mom was sitting in the back seat because my best friend's still passenger princess.
mhm.
But so my dad was driving, and I just kept talking. My mom's like, "Can you shut up already?" I'm like, "I can't. This is a whole new
Yeah.
experience." But,
Nah, it only gets worse.
yeah, and my parents
But,
are probably like, "Why do we let her get involved? Why do we let her get committed?"
yeah.
It's all
But,
right.
yeah, it gets better.
For sure, for sure. So, do you have merch? And if so, where can people purchase it at?
We do. We actually just got nice and smooth t-shirts made. So we sell those at the gimmick tables at every show that we're at. We're sold out of white mediums. I wish I had one with me, but they're out in my car. Uh, but yeah, we do have t-shirts now. We have headbands now. They are the same ones that we wear. So yeah, stop by, talk to us, and buy a shirt.
All right, all right. And so now, like, if AEW and WWE were to call you at the same exact time, which one do you think you would take?
Hmm. Whichever one calls first.
Yeah, but like their two calls are coming in. I,
Ah, see, that's tough because I grew up a WWE kid.
yeah,
So my dream would be to like go to NXT and work my way up. But
for sure.
it's tough now because it seems like they're more going towards like the college athletes and that type, which I respect it. I mean, the guys that they're getting now are incredible, so I
Yeah.
can't knock that at all. But yeah, I mean, if anyone gives me an opportunity, I'm gonna give them 100%, and you know,
All
yeah.
right. Okay, okay. So my final questions are gonna be: if people want to see you at some upcoming shows, where can they find you at?
So this weekend you can find us at PPW. We are in a trios tournament, or not tournament, but a trios match versus the chopping block. And then March 16th is TBD at the moment. But then the following week on the Thursday, March 21st, you can find us at Voltage Wrestling. So that's good. That's what's March is looking like. And then April, Mania season is pretty packed. So, big things coming.
For sure. I mean, guys, who also knows? I think it's might be the weekend before WrestleMania,
Mhm.
or it is the weekend. I don't know, but April 5th, pretty sure that's the day New Era Pro Wrestling makes their debut, their
Oh,
big show,
yeah.
and I'm super excited because who knows? Maybe Tom Mitchell and Trace Parker will be there as a tag team because we got some tag teams lined up. We
That's
got
right.
Junie and his tag partner that they need to get the crap kicked out of them. So I mean, I wasn't the one who said it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Dad asked, although I kind of already asked this. He says, "What makes you keep wrestling?"
Um, I think just my drive. Like, I just always want to be better, and I feel like I'm not where I want to be. So, I think until I get to where I want to be, I won't be satisfied. So, yeah.
Yeah. So now, if people want to follow you on social media, where can they find you at?
You can follow me at Trace Parker Pro. Pretty much on every social media platform, it's Trace Parker Pro, and then Facebook is just Trace Parker. So, send me a friend request and hit me up with anything.
There you go. And that was probably one of the easiest podcasts I ever booked, I ever did, because so many people, like, I get it. Like, wrestling is such a crazy thing. Everyone's
Yeah.
schedule is literally the opposite, and it's always so hard. But we were like, you know what? Let's do it on this day. And we got it to work. So, I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then
But,
Sam Minnick in the chat, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but Sam says, "See you Saturday."
ooh, see you Saturday.
I mean, I won't be there Saturday, but I support you.
Oh,
You
come
gonna do
on.
your thing. No, I'll be at. I forgot. I keep forgetting the name of their show, but guys, I told you. I mean, go out, support PPW, or go out and support your Jim Thorpe, however the freak you say that town. There's gonna be a show there. I'll make sure to post it. But you all have a great night and have a great week. Bye.